Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Welcome, welcome. My head is spinning, my friends. Great to be here with you. Bless you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Let's dive straight into the deep end here. Go ahead and close your eyes. I'll tell you, welcome to Morning Poems and Prayers for Thursday, April 30th, the last day of April 2026. Here we go. Go ahead and close your eyes, turn within. We'll take 3 deep breaths together. First deep breath. And release. Stretching the spine, looking up through the third eye. Second deep breath. Release. Third and final deep breath. Let go. Inhaling for Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. I am my I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. I am also one with the I am presence of every man, woman, and child on earth, the entire company of heaven, the angelic kingdom, the elemental kingdom, and Gaia, Mother Earth. I give heartfelt and sincere thanks for the sacred gift of my life. I ask my I am presence to consecrate every thought, word, feeling, and action which I express throughout this day with more love and more light for myself and my world. Word, I am in the upper room. I know who I am in truth, what I am in truth, how I serve in truth. I am here. I am here. I am here. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sorrow, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are forgiven. And it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. The Course in Miracles. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. Take a deep breath. The Lord is my shepherd. There is nothing I shall want. Fresh and green are the pastures where he gives me repose. He leads me beside still waters. There he revives my soul. He leads me in paths that are right, and even if I should walk in the valley of darkness, I shall not fear, for you are there with your crook and your staff. With these you give me comfort. You have prepared a banquet for me in the sight of my foes. My head you have anointed with oil. My cup is overflowing. Surely goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. I am prosperity. I let go of the misconception that anyone or anything can withhold from me all that this abundant universe has for me now. I am an open door, and all kinds of riches flow to me now. I am an irresistible magnet with the power to draw to myself the supply of all good things according to the thoughts, feelings, and mental pictures I continually hold in my consciousness. I realize that I am responsible for my life situation, and I have the power to create whatever I wish in my life. As of this moment, I choose to create for myself a life of health, success, happiness, and prosperity. I know that this universe is filled with God's abundance, and I accept these riches into my life now. I choose infinite abundance for myself and for all humanity. I know all of my needs will be met perfectly at all times. Rapid changes come in all aspects of my life as I now open my mind to the unlimited resources of this universe. All of my financial affairs are now in perfect order. I love doing my work, and I am richly rewarded, both creatively and financially. I give my love, my gifts, my all, and I am therefore rich, well, and happy now. I am prosperity. Take a deep breath. I am the open door for the violet flame. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity, as one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love. We invoke the most intensified frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. Beloved Saint Germain and your legions of fifth dimensional violet flame archangels, we ask that you blaze, blaze, blaze this violet flame with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every thought, feeling, word, and action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than heaven on earth. transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into its original perfection, and seal it in an invincible force field of God's comprehensive divine love. We accept that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished, even as we call. We also accept and know that this violet flame is increasing daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every single breath we take, until this sweet earth and all her life have ascended into the fifth dimensional, crystalline, solar realms of light on the new earth. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am that I am. Father, Mother God, indwelling Holy Presence, Lord God Almighty, great and perfect Spirit of love and light, you have lifted my eyes above the world and shown me the way of truth and peace and divine justice and freedom, of happiness and joy. And all of this is in, through, and as the vibration of love. Love is all that there is, the core of every heart, the center of every search, the end of every dream returns to love. I know this. I see this. I feel this. And I give thanks for and I celebrate this. And I rededicate and recommit myself to this day and every day, knowing, Father, Mother God, the dream is alive. And I am alive. And love is truly all there is. For this and more than words will ever speak, I bless my home, my life, my family, my friends, my country, my community, my world. And I say, use me this day for your divine and joyous purpose, that I may fulfill God's highest dream in this lifetime of lifetimes, for me, for Mother Earth, and for humanity. Blessing those that are crying out for love and healing and freedom and ease and grace and peace, and knowing the prayer is answered, the answer is yes, and all is truly well now for everyone. In God's love and God's peace, we say thank you. We let it be. It is so, so it is, Father, Mother God, and together we say, Aho, Ashe, Alhamdulillah, Shah, 𝑏𝑖𝑔𝑎𝑖𝑙 𝑆𝑡𝑒𝑙𝑎𝑟, Namaste. Peace, peace, peace. Oh my goodness. My friends, let me tell you what a day yesterday was, but especially what an end of the day yesterday was. I have watched a lot of videos, as you might imagine, being online for the last 13 years. For 5 years before that, I was doing classes, driving around County Cork mostly, and doing classes and workshops. But the video I saw last night is probably the most powerful video I've ever seen in my life. And very simply, I'm just going to give you the outline. It's here. It's another one of these ridiculous AI-generated graphics with some fear-based nonsense. It's from a website called Spiritual Portal, and oh boy, is it that! And it's Robert Monroe giving us his summation of over 1,000 out-of-body experiences over the space of about 30 years of his work in spirit. And it is the keys to the kingdom for anyone who has 45 minutes and can make the journey. He shows you where the light switch is and what we're doing here, and how to find it and how to work with it. And it is a jaw dropper. And it's basically what I was saying in the prayer, that truly love is the source of all creation, and God is love, and the complexity, the endless variety, and the breathtaking creativity and creation of the whole journey of creation is something else. It's quite profound. And I say this because we're living in this. First of all, I want you to know about this, and I will send this to my people and ask them to take a look at it. But secondly, it's absolutely answered prayer for me, because I've been knocking on the door here for some time, asking for a bigger picture and greater clarity, as we all are these days, as the world is twirling and turning. There's some poor doctor, Palestinian doctor, who's been in prison for 500 days and tortured every day of his life by the look of it. And just things like this, just are so shocking and so heartbreaking. And, we're all reaching for hope and meaning in the face of life's great challenges. And if I think I have a problem, I look at this poor man and my heart just breaks. Or the Julian St. John, the chap who was crawling down the road on all fours with a piece of cardboard underneath him, trying to beg for money for food for his mom. And Julian found him, and they took his mom to the hospital because she was dying. Moments like that. Anyway, we're here for joy, and the joy comes from remembering who we truly are. And that's what prayer and meditation are designed to help us to do. Meditation is listening to God, or for God. Hello, God, I'm listening. And prayer is speaking to God or with God, and sometimes for God, depending on the situation. So it's a huge thing. It's a breathtaking thing. But I'm profoundly grateful this morning. I woke up about 4. I did a few meditations in bed, and then thought I would have a cup of coffee and a deep breath and do my Irish before I crawled up and talked to you about all these important subjects. So I hope that's helpful to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But the whole Robert Monroe stuff, the Gateway program, his institute, the workshops that people are going to, and learning how to travel out of body, all of it is, we're knocking on the door of the castle and finding the big answers, and it is profound. Meanwhile, all these great indigo kids, young folks, God love you, in your 20s and teens and 30s, are just putting one great video after another out there about manifesting and getting financially free and empowerment and healing. And of course, a lot of women right now are shouting in the face of the men of this world, and I hear you, about just unbelievable abuse. And this is the wound that must be healed. And I'm asking to be a part of that, to help that healing to happen. So it's a big time, my friends. I don't have to tell you. I listened to 2 of my favorites here yesterday, John Waters and Neil Oliver, in their second conversation. And they're brilliant men. I really love and respect both of them. But they're not quite there at the spiritual gate yet. Until you're at the spiritual gate, you're still taking a walk around the park, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And you don't get your power, your strength, or your freedom until you look to Almighty God. That's just the way it is, to my mind. Yeah, we all get there eventually, and we're going there fast, aren't we? So thank you for being here. That's my speech from the soapbox for today. I also had a fantastic session with my LifeWave group last night, and we're going to be on again Friday night at 7 o'clock. And I've got lots of good work to do with them and for them, and they're just a great team. Monica, Kathy, and Jill. Jill had a huge breakthrough yesterday, and I need to look after Judith today, and I'll do that. So that is happening. I'm very grateful for that. David Schmidt, amazing. Everyone on the team. Tessa, Steve, and Gina, amazing. And Mario, etc. And then I had the pleasure of being on Fran Bailey's healing workshop with her and Kathy Mason. Kathy is a mutual friend of ours, and she put us together last week for an interview to promote Fran and her work, and I was so grateful for that. It was 90 minutes, and Fran, F-R-A-N, Bailey, B-A-I-L-E-Y, and I have posts from Fran, and I'll repost the interview here as well. Very gifted energy healer, and she worked with all of us and did readings for all of us, and it was a great gift. I had a nap afterwards to integrate it all. So thank you. We're also on the eve, of course, of Bealtaine, or in English I would say Beltane, and first day of May, which is a great James Taylor song if you don't know it. Might throw that on at some point. And full moon, according to Pam Gregory, our astrologer, in Scorpio. Kaboom! And that is going to be lively and emotional and intense, no doubt about it. It is Saint Germain's Ascension Day. They are lighting the fires at Ishnok, the belly button of the planets of Ireland, right? Mark Atwood did a wonderful video yesterday of his walk around somewhere in Sligo, Kaliak, something like this. Anyway, there are sacred stones and sites up there, and the Hill of Gollum, which we think might be where Tolkien got the name for the character in Lord of the Rings. So amazing. I heard he'd written Lord of the Rings in Ireland. Anyway, my friends, so much going on. But Mark shared with us that our friend Charlotte Emily Rose is going to be, he's going to be there with her at Ishnok tomorrow. That's big good news for Charlotte and her wonderful work with water, Ushka, and the sacred water. And so Mark is planning to be there and to film the ceremony. And well done, Charlotte, and Eru Abu. So big energies, my friends. Yeah, let's keep going. Just really excited about all this. So yeah, I needed an hour this morning to clutch my cup of coffee and take a deep breath. I've started putting coconut oil in the coffee instead of milk, which is meant to be much better for the system, for my body. So I think I'm on day 2 or 3 here. Here we go. Let's start with Abraham, my dear friends. Yeah, there is a big mix out there, and there are lots of different things going on. And there is not only one way that was intended to be the right way. Just like there's not one color, or one flower, or one vegetable, or one fingerprint. There is not one that is to be the right one over all others. The variety is what fosters the creativity. Let me get this a little larger. Yeah. The variety is what fosters the creativity. And so you say, okay, I accept that. There's lots of variety, but I don't like to eat cucumbers. Don't eat cucumbers, but don't ask them to be eliminated, and don't condemn those who eat them. Don't stand on corners waving signs trying to outlaw the things that you don't like. Don't ruin your life by pushing against. Instead, say, I choose this instead. This does please me. That is huge, my friends, yeah? There is no word no in the universe. What we give our attention and our energy to is what we're asking for more of. It's very subtle. God bless us. Here's Eileen. The joy of giving is tremendous. Amen to that. As you learn to give, and give wholeheartedly of the gifts and talents which are yours, everyone has different ones, and they all function on different levels. So will you grow in grace and stature. If you have a happy, sunny nature, and you give of it wherever you go, it will be returned to you 1,000-fold. If you have a happy, sunny nature, and you give of it wherever you go, it will be returned to you 1,000-fold. For everyone responds to a sunny disposition. Always remember, as you sow, so shall you reap. If you sow criticism, intolerance, disloyalty, and negativity, you will reap these qualities, for you draw them to you. Why not start right now, sowing seeds of joy, happiness, love, tenderness, and understanding, and see what it will do to you. Your whole outlook on life will change, and you will find that you will draw the very best in life to you. The joy you give will be reflected by all those souls around you, for everyone loves a joyous giver and responds to that giving. Take a deep breath. Kaboom. As you give, so shall you receive. The Course in Miracles, the workbook, lesson 283, My True Identity Abides in You. A shout out to Sister Mia, such a wonderful teacher and friend on the journey. Love the group, love the circle. I've been in 1 year and 3/4. They're very okay with me and my mad lifestyle, and it's always a joy to show up there. It says, my true identity abides in you. Father, I made an image of myself, and it is this I call the Son of God. Yet is creation as it always was, for your creation is unchangeable. Let me not worship idols. I am he my Father loves. My holiness remains the light of heaven and the love of God. Is not what is beloved of you secure? Is not the light of heaven infinite? Is not your son or daughter my true identity when you created everything that is? And the prayer, Now we are one in shared identity with God our Father as our only source and everything created part of us. And so we offer blessing to all things, uniting lovingly with all the world, which our forgiveness has made one with us. Take a deep breath. You could just sit and weep. That is so beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Well, we have flowers here from 𝐴𝑏𝑖𝑔𝑎𝑖𝑙 and Ali Ray in celebration of May Day. 𝐴𝑏𝑖𝑔𝑎𝑖𝑙, flowers. More than music and poetry, flowers speak directly to my heart. More than music and poetry, flowers speak to my heart directly. They are inclusive, deeply vulnerable, intimate, and accessible. There is a profound strength. There is a profound strength in their vulnerability. They embody fragility, beauty, and impermanence. When we stop and look at a flower, it reminds us to return to ourselves and savor eternity, for eternity is found in this moment. For me, humans are like flowers. Some are wounded, and yet they keep going. Their bruised petal continues to give off a sweet perfume. Some are afraid of blooming and remain in their bud, while some open and blossom, even in the most unhospitable environment. To all of you, my dear friends, I salute you. You are different parts of my being. You are not separate from me. Sending you infinite love and blessing from my heart. Namaste. Take a deep breath. What a pleasure to know this man. Ali Ray. Yep. Thank you. Ali and I did 2 interviews with Kafi Maroba years ago, and she is how I was introduced to him. And here is the great Ali Ray herself, my friends. Ready? The Queen of the Realm. Would you like to join me in a magic trick that only the heart knows? In this moment, imagine that I am handing you this epic bouquet of the most delightfully fragrant, hypnotically joyful flowers. What a great phrase. As you take these into your heart, allow yourself to let your heart swell with the most expansive gratitude and the deepest contentment you have ever felt. Take a breath into that. Gratitude and contentment. Allow yourself to still remain in this state while also beginning to feel the breath of love breathing you. Take a deep breath. Feel love breathing you. Feel your complete contentment. Feel your fullness of total gratitude. Now, feeling your nice, easy, joyful breath. Let's just stay with the gratitude for a moment. Feel your fullness of total gratitude. Deep breath. We really do all have so much to be grateful for. Now, feeling your nice, easy, joyful breath, let the flowers make you smile and allow your soul to giggle, excuse me, in the remembrance of the true abundance that is you and all around you. Let me say that again. Now, feeling your nice, easy, joyful breath, let the flowers make you smile and allow your soul to giggle in the remembrance of the true abundance that is you and all around you. Take a deep breath. She says, dwell here as long as possible. If you allow yourself to experience this magic, you will soon see more magic appearing in your life experience, reminding you of your true joy, contentment, gratitude, and abundance. You are loved beyond measure. And within you is real magic. You are magic. I so love you, Ali Ray. Love is, love is, love is. God is, God is, God is. Deep breath. Stunningly beautiful, my friends, yeah? Neil Donald Walsh. Thank you, Ali and Gafima. Both of you flowers in my garden. Thank you. Your soul talks through your body. Neil Donald Walsh. Your soul talks through your body, which gives you a here and now experience of your truth. If you want to know your truth on any subject, look to your feelings. Check in with your body is the fastest way of doing this. Brilliant. Okay, Pam Gregory wants to tell us about the full moon. So Annie's really been going through it. We'll come back to Pam here in a minute. Bless you, my dear friend. This is Pars Kute. You know, X class, M class, C class, solar flares. Go, go, go. You know, it's been, as Patricia said, have you felt like you've been in a blender? I feel good today. I'll tell you that. But I definitely had some days on the bed here, which was all I could do. Our bones, this is pars cutae, our bones are not solid. They are piezoelectric crystals that generate electricity every time we move. This is Barbara Marciniak's quote from the Pleiadians. The messages are in stones and bones. We were taught that our skeleton is a dead frame. Calcium scaffolding. Calcium scaffolding, that's a good one. A coat hanger for our muscles. This is the biggest lie in anatomy. Our bones are alive. They contain more nerve endings than our skin. They produce every red blood cell in our body, 2 million per second. They store 99% of our calcium, 85% of our phosphorus, and 60% of our magnesium. I've just started taking magnesium again. Our skeleton is not structural support. It is a chemical factory and an electrical generator. In 1957, year of my birth, Japanese orthopedic surgeon Dr. Iwao Yasuda discovered that when human bone is compressed or bent, it produces a measurable electrical voltage. He called it the piezoelectric effect, the same principle used in quartz watches, microphones, and sonar technology. Our bones are literally crystals that convert mechanical stress into electricity. This is not a metaphor, this is physics. When we walk, every step generates an electrical charge through our bones. That charge signals our osteoblasts, bone-building cells, to deposit new mineral exactly where the stress occurred. This is why astronauts lose 1 to 2% of their bone density per month in space. No gravity, no compression, no piezoelectric signal, no rebuilding. Dr. Robert O. Becker, the guy who wrote The Body Electric, proved in 1960s that this electrical signal is what controls all bone healing. He applied microcurrents to non-healing fractures and watched bones regenerate that doctors had given up on. His work led to the FDA-approved bone growth stimulators used in hospitals today, devices that apply specific electrical frequencies to accelerate bone repair by up to 300%. But here is what they never connected for us. If our bones generate electricity from movement, and that electricity controls bone density, then a sedentary population is not just unfit, it is electrically dead. The skeleton stops generating its own repair signal. Osteoporosis is not a calcium deficiency, it is a voltage deficiency. Fascinating. They told us to take calcium pills. They should have told us that our bones are batteries that only charge when we move. Every step we take is not just exercise, it is electricity. Our skeleton is a living, breathing, self-charging crystal matrix that was designed to carry current from the ground through our entire body. We are not a machine that runs on food. We are a bioelectric system that runs on frequency, voltage, and movement. And they made sure that we sat still within infinite divine source intelligence, pars cutae. Well, you can get up and move it around. Sabrina, look at you. Hello, sweetheart. Lovely to see you here. Thank you, thank you. Same to you, my dear friend. Happy 𝐴𝑏𝑖𝑔𝑎𝑖𝑙 Happy May Day. Coming up here tomorrow. Let's reconnect very soon. I'd love to catch up. Bless you. One of my angels. Lady kept me in my apartment for about a year. God love you. Here we go. Rumi. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let's say that again. Rumi. Just in time for a little Rumi. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I got these from, these are all Michael Meade, but from somebody else here. Wendell Berry. I go among trees and sit still. All my stirring becomes quiet around me, like circles on water. My tasks lie in their places, where I left them, asleep like cattle. Then what is afraid of me comes and lives a while in my sight. What it fears in me leaves me, and the fear of me leaves it. It sings, and I hear its song. Then what I am afraid of comes. I live for a while in its sight. What I fear in it leaves it, and the fear of it leaves me. It sings, and I hear its song. Wendell Berry. I go among the trees and sit still. Beautiful. And Rilke, where I create, there I am true. Beautiful. All right. Well, this was fascinating. I have to share this with you as well. There's a site, so I had my Gale Talk group in the library yesterday, every Wednesday for the last 10 months now. Just such a joy. I'm sitting mostly with folks in their 70s, and it's just, it's the tribe, you know, it's the grandmothers and grandfathers, and I get to be there and understand about 2% of what's being said, but I'm doing my Duolingo. I'm on day 297 or something, and just a feast. But yesterday was also about the Easter uprising, Thomas Kent and the proclamation, and things like this. So I read, there's a site here called The Irish Remembered, and I read a piece there from this site. It's really well done, of what the Irish had to go through to keep their language when the British were trying to exterminate it, and by extension, people's Irishness, you could put it that way. I think I read it here yesterday. But, so my family left Ireland during the famine. Like 1.5 million people either left or died, at least. That's the conservative estimate. But so this is the silence after the famine. I'll just share this with you. Something happened to Ireland after the famine that the history books record in numbers, but have never fully explained in human terms. The country went quiet. Not immediately, not all at once, but in the decades following the worst years of the 1840s, something fundamental changed in how the Irish people related to each other, to their own desires, and to the future. Birth rates fell dramatically. Marriage rates dropped, and the age of marriage rose. People who might have started families didn't. People who might have spoken about what they wanted, what they hoped for, what they needed, stopped speaking about those things. Entire townlands that had once been loud with the noise of large families and close communities became places where people lived quietly beside each other without the kind of intimacy that had existed before. Historians have documented this shift without fully accounting for it. Economists point to land consolidation. Sociologists point to immigration, e-immigration, removing the young. But researchers studying the psychological aftermath of mass trauma in populations have identified something else running underneath the statistics. A generation that had wanted things and watched those things disappear learned at a cellular level that wanting was dangerous, that hope had a cost, that the gap between what you had and what you needed was a place where unbearable things lived. And the most effective way to survive that gap was to stop acknowledging that it existed. So they stopped asking for things. They stopped expressing need. They stopped saying out loud what they were feeling, because feeling things out loud had not protected anyone from anything. They loved their children fiercely and showed it through presence and provision and sacrifice, and almost never through the direct verbal expression of that love, because direct verbal expression was a luxury that required a safety they had learned they could not count on. That pattern passed forward. into Irish American families, where love was demonstrated rather than declared, where need was managed privately, where the most feeling people you ever knew somehow never quite said so directly. Your family probably showed love the Irish way, through showing up, through feeding you, through staying, through everything except the words themselves. That silence was never emptiness. It was a full and complete love that had learned, over the hardest years in Irish history, to speak a different language entirely. Take a deep breath. Profound, beautiful. I mean, that's just extraordinary. These are the things that make Facebook and all these things really valuable for me. I hope for you as well. I was talking to my sister Mary yesterday, who is the one in our family who did the research of the family tree, going back to Ireland, and I asked her to send it to me again because I really would like to meet my relatives here, if such a thing is possible, after all this. So that's where my head is at the moment. Mark Atwood, as I said, did a beautiful video. It's called Pie in the Sky and the Sleeping Giant of Consciousness. And so Mark is a blow-in like myself. He's English-Irish, living in Ireland. An amazing guy. I don't agree with everything he says, of course. Who does? But he's got a lot to say, and I'm grateful for his wisdom and his commitment to sharing these stories. But he certainly knows Ireland like the back of his hand, as we say. And so he's taken you on a tour here to some of the sacred sites in Sligo. I'm not sure. Up north, anyway. And as I said, he was sharing that he and Charlotte Emily Rose will be doing ceremony together at the Hill of Ishnach for Bealtaine tomorrow. So I'm there in spirit anyway. Thank you, God. All right, where are we at here? Yeah. Let's all take a deep breath, myself included. So if you're just dropping in here, Sabrina and others, I said basically last night after my LifeWave group, which was smashing, I came across a 45-minute video about Robert Monroe, the out-of-body guy, and it absolutely answered one question after another that I've been searching with throughout this lifetime about the nature of reality and our place within the big picture. 1,000 out-of-body experiences over 30 years. Monroe, an amazing, amazing human being, and an absolute way shower for the whole planet. And so Monroe's experiences became the gateway, whatever they call it, project that the CIA and Monroe wrote up about how to understand the nature of reality and navigate it more consciously. Believe it or not, yes. And this is The Men Who Stare at Goats, the film with Jeff Bridges and others. How all of that during the 60s, MK Ultra and psychedelics, and on it goes. But once they got to the out-of-body stuff of Monroe, excuse me, and teaching people how to do it, kaboom, the door opens, and people are, like Monroe, learning what is the nature of reality. So he has guides. They're showing him the big picture. He's asking questions and answering questions. What I'd like to say, what I really want to make sure I included here this morning, is that I've never been more convinced that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We know we're living in a dramatic moment of awakening, healing, and growth, as my guides say. And to know really that love is the foundational force of all creation. And that if I can get my will to align to love in any situation or circumstance, the hidden opportunity and gift of that will reveal itself. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Has every mystic who ever lived on the planet said this? Of course. Of course. The truth is the truth. All roads lead to Rome. There's only one way out, and it's in. Yeah. And so as clear as this is becoming, then all the other tools and techniques, Neville Goddard and It Works, and Jose Silva, and programming the subconscious to manifest your dreams and desires. All these other things start like fitting in a whole different landscape. Yeah. So anyway, what I do want to say also is that our thoughts, words, and feelings are so powerful. And Annie and I have been talking about this, that, like I said, I was listening to John Waters and Neil Oliver, and they're lovely guys, and I really love and respect them, but they're not spiritual. They're not looking in the spiritual part of themselves yet for the answers. And that's what you and I, who would be listening to my little program here, have been studying and practicing for decades. So when Spirit says 26 through 30 is the awakening of Christ consciousness to the planet, and of course Christ consciousness is love, then you and I have a great calling to put it out there in big, bold letters to the world, that this is what we're here to do, to love each other and to help each other to awaken. So I don't know that I've ever been so inspired in my life as I feel today, which is just such a huge blessing. We've had 3 or 4 days of bright blue skies and sunshine, and today it's totally back to Harry Potter land out there. Yeah, black sky and rain and all the rest. But again, I'm overflowing with gratitude for all the opportunities that are available with learning these things and remembering these things, and having a community like your good selves here, Sabrina, God bless you, and David and Vivica, and Annie, and the list goes on and on. You know who you are, to co-create a more joyous, fulfilling, and meaningful life. The quote is from Lazarus. Someone said, well, what good will love do? And Lazarus said, love is all that there is, and love will do all the good that's needed to be done. They also say that goodness and truth has always prevailed and will always prevail. And so that's what we're asked to walk with these days, in all humility and honesty and integrity, which is not ever an easy thing in this world, but it gets easier with practice. The more I love and accept myself, the easier it is for people to love and accept what I have to share with them, or not. But my self-worth is not dependent on being accepted by others. That's the top of the mountain. That's a high place of independence and freedom. And so often, our love has been so conditional. And again, I hear, who was it, Sophie Strand, and another lady yesterday. And of course, this is the you-know-what files, starts with an E. Most people still have not looked at any of that and have no idea how dark all of that is, and don't want to know. You know, I don't want to look at the face of a man who's been tortured for 500 days in a row, thank you very much, and who is still not free. Or children being shot and starved, men, women, and children being shot and starved in Gaza for real estate moguls. Brutal. Anyway, keep it on the upbeat. There is love, and love will carry us across the divide. Here's Abigail's stellar Shekinah, and then I'll do some channeling. She says, a fulfilling life begins when you trust you can create what you want. Have faith in yourself this moment as you let go of old memories when things did not work out. Letting go of the old helps you to open up to the available abundance. If you do slip into thinking about the past, choose to focus on the times where you were aligned, powerful, and creative. Amen. Connect to your heart, for it is magnetic. Connect to your heart, for it is magnetic. And ask your heart whether you truly feel you deserve love, joy, and abundance that awaits your higher path. Where you feel blocked in your heart to receive, imagine the violet flame clearing out those blocks and your heart energy expanding. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. What's Lou's favorite quote these days, my friends? It's almost like there's a higher power at work. Absolutely. How good can we stand it? Let's find out together. Someone gets to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and free. Why not us? Yeah? All right, my friends. It's been a brilliant week. Thank you for being here. If Morning Poems and Prayers has helped you, my address is there to send a donation to my PayPal. I'm grateful for that. If you consider that and you're able to do that, thank you very much. And you can subscribe to me on Substack for free. You can look at LifeWave Team Ireland, which is going through an upgrade. And it's our Facebook group with about 300 people on it. Or check out our live Zoom call tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the X39 light patch from LifeWave. Comes in an envelope like that. Looks like that. Stick it on somewhere, wear it for 12 hours, take it off for 12 hours. Bob's your uncle. Great stuff. And the water machine is coming as well. And Ian Morris, and listening to smile.com. And you can take a look at Ian's music. There's a link there, or the URL is there, and support what Brother Ian is doing and make a donation to both of us. It's LMartin24 is the code. Thank you. Here we go. Go ahead. Have a brilliant weekend. I've got DVL's group tonight. God bless us. His channeling from last week is on my page here. And Inanda's meditation group Friday in Clonakilty for Beltane. Wonderful. Bealtaine. And our Friday night group with LifeWave. Saturday is the market. Sunday I'm hosting Speakeasy with my friend Sherry Ransom. So that's going to be a joy. Talking about mothers and motherhood and mothering. Sherry's a bright light. She's an author of several books and a very sweet soul, powerful lady. Right, Sabrina, from my heart to yours. God bless you indeed, my friend. Thank you for all your kindness over the years. You're one of my heroes. I love you. Go ahead and close your eyes, turn within. Take a deep breath. Right, dear friends. Yeah, here we go. One more time. Take a deep breath. Relax and release. Relax and release. Relax and release, dear friends. What you are here to understand, remember, and to know in this lifetime of lifetimes is who you really are. Beyond the illusions, past the performance, deep in your soul. That you are, dear friends, truly so, a part of and never apart from the creator of all life, God, Goddess, all that is. the father and mother of creation, dear friends. And this is the world of paradox, dear friends. To be in the world but not of it. To go within rather than to go without, dear friends. To cast a cold eye upon life, upon death, and find your truth, and let it set you free. Dear friends, what you appreciate, appreciates. What you give thanks for, multiplies. What you focus on, expands. What you feel, you reveal. What you are asking for is asking for you, dear friends. To believe in that version of yourself, that new and improved expression and experience of yourself, like a flower in the garden, as has been said so beautifully here. So your natural self, your nature, your true nature, dear friends, your true state of being is love, is peace, is joy, is gratitude. To doubt that, to deny that, to resist that, dear friends, is painful, is wearying, is difficult, is unpleasant and unhelpful. To be a fool for love, dear friends. To be a fool for the things you believe in. To be open and innocent, in no sense innocent. And to be in the world, but not of the world. And to become the world. The world maker. The world creator. The gardener of God, Goddess's holy garden, in your heart, in your imagination, in your private, quiet, personal times, and in the relationships, in the conversations, in the interactions, in the expression of and the listening to the ideas of others, in finding and following what is true for you, and believing that what is true for you is true for the world. Not imposing your will, dear friends, but sharing, which is caring. This is a time of community, dear friends. This is a time of awakening, healing, and growth where humanity remembers, recognizes, realizes, and understands that the world is alive, conscious, receptive, generative, generous, generating, the bones, the electricity, all of that, beautiful, dear friends. Everything is conscious, and consciousness is responding to itself through you. And as you open your heart, and as you imagine that which you are wanting and desiring for yourself, for your loved ones, for the world, dear friends, for Mother Earth and all of humanity. So you become the stream of life itself, the waters of life, the life-giving waters. You become a stream of inspiration, ideas, of hope, and creativity, of imagination, which is powerful, dear friends, in this time of awakening. Dear friends, humanity has slept for a long time in the shadows of its own doubts and fears that has been matched, sadly and sometimes tragically, by aspects of consciousness that are less than loving, dear friends. That's all right. You're an eternal being having a temporary experience. In between lifetimes, as Mr. Monroe is pointing out here, you dust yourself off and you try again. And everyone listening to these words has done this many, many, many times, dear friends. That's all right. You get what you need in creation. The question is, What do you want? What would you prefer? What is the kind of world you would prefer to be living in, the kind of life you would prefer to be experiencing, the kinds of relationships, the kinds of interactions, the kinds of co-creations, the kinds of inspiration sparkling off each other, dear friends, yeah? Like a campfire at night, the embers bursting free from time to time. You are that, dear friends. The heart knows what the mind struggles to believe. If you're struggling, you're not in your knowing. If you're worrying, you're resisting. If you're doubting, you're holding on. Dear friends, every evening when you go to sleep at night, you surrender everything. Your sense of self, your life in the world, your relationship to everyone, it all goes away. And you come back to peace, dear friends. For some of you, it's very temporary. For others, it's deeper and more powerful. For some, it's a gateway into the eternal, like Robert Monroe and others. Dear friends, you're the psychonauts, yeah? This is the term of Timothy Leary and John Lilly and these people the channel's read over the years. Ram Dass, to be sure, absolutely, and others, who are exploring the very limits of consciousness and thus knocking on the doors of creation itself. Reality is consciously created, dear friends, but it is consciously created through the deepest part of yourself, which, until you awaken, remains unconscious. Again, the paradox. So what you're doing in your meditation times, what you're doing in your prayer times, what you're doing in listening to the guided meditations of the teachers and the masters and the channels and all of these, dear friends, Yogananda and others, is you're knocking on the door of the castle and asking to be let back in to the understanding and knowing of where your power is truly coming from. Your power, your willingness and ability to take action on your beliefs, to express your truth, to create and co-create with others, to build and sustain community, homes, food, relationship, families, finances, health, inspiration, all of that, dear friends. It's all there within you. The door you're knocking on is within. The more you practice to do that, the better you get at it. Everything you practice, that is what you will get better at. You practice worrying and doubting and fearing, you get better at that, and you reap that, dear friends. God bless you. You practice loving and serving and creating and giving and sharing and listening and trusting and forgiving and accepting and understanding and being grateful and being thankful and appreciating and savoring and celebrating. You get better at those things, dear friends. There are no limits. And there are certainly no limits in this lifetime of lifetimes, dear friends. So with joyous and grateful hearts, all of us who love you and see you and understand this moment here with you, and sometimes for you, dear friends, where you do not see, where you do not yet accept or know or understand, we say, come on in, the water is fine. Leap, and the land will be there. Jump, and you will find your way. Trust, and you are free. Dear friends, the great gift of Robert Monroe and his life-changing work for millions of people has been and will continue to be a mystic who came into this world ready to bring the messages from the future into this present moment. It's all been preparation for these times, dear friends, and the times yet to come. The world is changing. You came for these changes. You came to help humanity navigate these changes. Therefore, dear friends, everything that can bless you and help you and support you is yours. You have only to ask and give thanks and know who you are. The light of all that is, the love of the heart of the Goddess, the truth that sets all free. We await your command. We give thanks for you. We let it be. And in joyous celebration, we say, and so it is. Peace and blessings. Namaste. I love my work. Thank you, my friends. There it is. One more time. If I can help you, please let me know. Peace and blessings. All my love. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend.